And we are live. We got another little episode here with Gilly and Nelly. Here we're shifting the conversation to video games, mobile gaming, if you will.
Yeah.
Nelly is going to give us a little introduction on this game that we know and love. And we kind of have some gripes with it too. Nelly, let us know what we're getting into with Final Fantasy
Okay.
Brave Exvius.
So this is a game that you can download for free, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius FFBE. And honestly, it's a brand new game with old style graphics, where it's all strategic, turn-based, and you just make your strategies based on the roles of each character, and you progress through the story with some intense trials that are sprinkled in every once in a while. The detail about this game, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a fun game, and it brings back a lot of nostalgic characters. And the way that they painted it was through visions. So through visions, they're able to bring all these characters back from all your favorite Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy VII with Cloud Strife, all the way to the latest Final Fantasy 15 with Prince Noctis. So like all the Final Fantasy characters are in there. But then to be able to get them is the very famous or infamous, I would say, gacha system.
Gotcha.
The one,
Okay.
yeah, the one that likes to get all your money and leave you with nothing.
So what's gacha? If someone doesn't know what gacha is, what would you explain? How would you break it down? What's gacha?
So the
It
origin
sounds like gotcha, like I got you, gotcha. So is it kind of
exactly. So the origins of gacha comes from Japan. In Japan, they had these little toy capsules, and they would do collections, and people wanted to collect them all. And what they realized was the most popular character what he was gunning for, so they make it rarer or harder to acquire. And then people would just keep putting coins into these machines and keep getting until they're able to complete the set, which usually end up spending a lot more money than just, if it's $1, instead of just spending $5 to get all 5, you'd end up spending maybe like $50 to get all 5 of them. So that's really the gacha system is just for the little capsule toys that was invented in Japan. But from there, obviously with modern technology and with the wonders of gambling, they put one and one together.
Gambling.
Yeah, and here we are today with a gacha system for mobile games. I mean, Brave Exvius is not the only one. There are so many games out there that take advantage of this. It's ridiculous, and it got really bad because at one point, parents were complaining about how kids kept purchasing stuff easily. And granted, not all of it was gacha. There are different, mechanisms to charge the kids, but gacha is a big one because the kids want this and they just keep buying until they get it, and kids don't know any better. So that's where all the rules started coming in on being able to lock down and pay with the iCloud or with the Google Play or whatever it is today, especially with Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, the Amazon coin system. But regardless, it's a gambling mechanism, and it's a very dangerous one at that.
This kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you heard was it Star Wars had kind of like a loot box thing with EA Electronic Arts was doing like a new Star Wars game. They had kind of a system in place that was kind of predatory in a way where young kids wanted to get whatever they wanted to get as far as the loot box to get like certain type of things, and they're only limited to randoms or whatnot. You get a limited here, limited there, or
the gacha system.
High chances, so basically. And that's kind of been outlawed already here, like that. Like I know EA has stopped that, but as far as the gacha gaming as a whole in Japan, and seeing how that kind of eked its way into American consumerism as far as gaming
globally
on a global scale. Look at that. So it seems like, okay, you said it's turn-based, you said it's old graphics, so this is kind of like the 8-bit, 16-bit era.
With a little bit of CG sprinkled into that makes it look real nice sometimes.
Okay, so CG effects here and there. So okay, and this gacha system's in play to kind of get people to want to get one of the best characters at the moment, or maybe if they want to get
exactly
or something like that. Okay,
exactly. So the way that they break it down is through character levels, 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star. Obviously, the 5 stars are the rarest kind.
Okay.
And then those they come down in rainbow crystals, and then
Okay.
you have your 3 stars, which are just your regular blue crystals, and then
Mhm.
the rare gold crystals, which is your 4-star characters. And every single character lands in a different ranking, but the
Mhm.
strongest characters are all obviously 5-star characters.
Yeah.
So
So those are the rainbow crystals you said.
exactly, and that those are the ones that people want to go for to be able to have the most powerful team and to be able
Right.
to clear, especially the trials, to be able to
Right.
clear the trials easier or even at all sometimes.
Okay. So basically, you're trying to summon a rainbow crystal, pretty much. I think I was able to get
Yeah,
one of these crystals. So this is what we try. It looks beautiful.
yeah.
It
Well,
does look
here's the
nice.
thing: the game has been going on for 2 years now.
Uh-huh.
And at the beginning, whenever you would see a rainbow, you would get like this exciting, oh, freaking rare.
Uh,
So it was just a great feeling to get a rainbow.
oh, of course.
But
Imagine.
afterwards, it was so hard, and they
Mhm.
kept adding a new 5-star ranked character every single week. And the thing
Mhm.
is that they control the mechanics of the game. So like
Mhm.
every single week, the new one that was coming out, most of the time it would be a little bit stronger than the previous one. So like if you grabbed a rainbow that
Oh
was
boy.
released
Oh
at the beginning of the year, towards the end of the year, that rainbow was almost nothing compared to the new rainbows that were coming out, and even that old rainbow would really start to struggle against like the new trials. So you
yeah.
kind of do have to stay on top of it, but that's the meta side, that's the power creep effect, and then the other influence is also the
Mhm.
nostalgia effect, because I mean there are a lot of fans out there that like some of these games and they
Right.
want specific characters, so they'll go hard for some of these characters. But yeah, it's just those two factors.
So you mentioned something that is kind of interesting, that you get a rainbow now, and a couple months down the line, he might not be as strong as the other rainbow that come the new shiny rainbow or whatever. But
Exactly, especially the attackers.
you said a term, power creep. So
Yeah.
basically, from what I'm understanding, you're pretty much not gonna be in, like, you're always gonna be chasing yourself, or you're gonna be outdoing or outbidding yourself, because there's always someone better than the other. There's always a new gun in town.
Exactly. But
Um,
here's okay, so here's the final detail to this entire system
uh,
is to be able to pull. They do give you some ways to be able to keep trying to get the rainbows through
mm,
tickets. So you play
okay,
the game and you get some tickets, but that'll
right.
only go so far. And then from there, it's the in-game currency, which is the lapis. You're
Lapis
able
is the
to
engine.
get a certain
Okay.
amount through gameplay, but
Mhm.
once again, there's only so much that you can get through the
So what's the
gameplay.
dollar to lapis ratio? Let's just say, and
It's
what am I looking at if I have lapis to summon one of these crystals, if I want to get something,
Oh
what
my
would I?
God. I don't know the lapis to
Mhm.
dollar ratio, but it's something ridiculous.
Okay.
Because the average, so the rates, they finally had to disclose the rates. It's
Mhm.
at about 3%, if I remember correctly.
To get a
And
rainbow.
hit a rainbow. So
Okay. Okay.
out of 100 pulls,
Mhm.
technically you're supposed to get 3 rainbows. Um,
Mm.
so that's more or less the rates. But for 100 pulls, if you're going to go with lapis and you're actually spending money,
Mm.
um, and on average, I think that's like maybe around $100, $100 for a rainbow, maybe
Mm,
two
okay.
rainbows.
Wow.
So, and then once again, this is just a digital character in the
Mhm.
game that,
A
yeah,
little
you'll have
spread,
fun with,
yeah.
but they're going to be outclassed sooner or later, and then it just becomes a collection piece that you have there in your game. That's it.
Gotcha. So basically, you get one rainbow character, and you level them up to 100, and you're good to go, right?
Yeah. So there's more to it. So
Okay.
the game has done many mechanics to try to get
Mhm.
you, the characters that you please the fans, what
Uh-huh.
have you. And they created a unit of choice ticket.
Oh,
So if you
interesting.
collect 10 of these,
Mhm.
okay, with 10 of them, you choose whichever character you want.
Right.
But here's the kicker: just as they do this,
Uh-huh.
they did have in the past like some time limited events with characters
Mhm.
from. I mean, they're still SquareSoft characters because Final Fantasy is a SquareSoft franchise, but they're
Right.
technically not Final Fantasy characters. They're just SquareSoft characters.
Right.
And because they're SquareSoft, they did time limited events on these characters.
Mhm.
And With these characters, honestly, if you did not get it in that time window, Okay,
Right.
you couldn't get it at all, and even with the unit of choice, they'll just never included in the unit of choice.
Oh, so
But
basically the hard. Okay, I get you. The exclusive ones that are limited between this window, they're not included in the unit of choice ticket. So basically, it makes you want to pull hard for the
ex-
limited ones, I guess.
exactly, exactly. An example for limited units was like Tomb Raider's Lara Croft.
Nice.
You have a Star Ocean.
Oh wow.
You have the oh my God, the recent one, which was Kingdom Hearts 3. Uh, and
Oh,
and then
shit.
they also Nier Automata is another
Oh
one.
wow. Yeah.
And then they just they do some original like seasonal units like for
Mhm.
Christmas and for Halloween, and they do those time limited as well. And now they're
Okay.
having the Chinese New Year,
Really?
so it's a lot of units,
Well, that's a
that's the
lot of a lot. It's like there's
okay.
always something going on. And you're like,
Exactly, and
why are they trying to?
that's the
No.
kicker, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, so they had the Halloween time limited banner. Okay,
Mhm.
after that, technically there's a gap between Halloween to then get to Christmas, right? But
Mhm.
in that time gap, they brought it back for a little while. Okay, so you had a chance to go again for the Halloween units, and a lot of people were complaining as to how bad the rates were. Because here's
Mhm.
the thing: it was a 3% chance for a rainbow, but not
Right.
exactly for one being promoted at the time, not a
Wait,
banner
wait, wait, wait,
rainbow.
wait. What do you
You know,
mean? What does that mean, banner rainbow? So you're saying you 3%, right?
okay,
So the rainbow you come down, it's
it's completely random. And here's the thing. So they say that when they promote a new one, the you have a higher chance of getting that newer one when you pull on that specific banner. Okay, but at 3%, people have been pulling, and
Mhm.
honestly, it's about the same as tossing up in there anything, because they've pulled up more repeated units of something else than the
Yeah.
units that are even on the banner. It's that bad.
That
So that's
sounds
the thing.
bad.
Yeah, so exactly. So on top of it being a gotcha system,
That sounds
on
tragic.
top
I'm losing
just
you
the fact
there.
that when
Yeah.
you get a rainbow, a rare
Mhm.
rainbow, it might
Mhm.
be something completely, from a really old rainbow
Okay,
or
so
a duplicate.
let's just put this out there in a way that I could understand. Let's just say I one of my favorite SquareSoft games is Chrono Trigger, right?
Okay.
So if let's just say they do a Chrono Trigger banner, right, where they're going to release X amount of units. Let's say a Chrono, they'll have Magus, they'll have Glenn, Frog. I mean, Marl, Luca. They have okay, so they featured on the banner. And let's say there's a rainbow. The one rainbow is Chrono,
Yeah.
and I pull my ticket or whatever, and I'm pulling, nothing comes. If I run out of tickets, could I buy more tickets?
You no,
Or is
you can
that
only buy Lapis, and you can
okay?
only do pulls through Lapis. You can't buy tickets.
Okay, so they give you tickets or you get tickets some way, and then if not, and you're all out of luck, you go to buying Lapis to continue summoning. So I
Exactly.
get a rainbow. You're telling me there's a high chance that the rainbow I get isn't not what's on the banner?
Yes. So
Oh, wow.
pretty much, I think it's like out of that 3% that it's a rainbow. I think it's just like a 1% chance for it to be from the banner,
What?
something like that.
That's
So
horrible, dude. What? Hold on. So basically, you tell me you get a 3% to get the rainbow, and at 2%, it's not the one that's on the banner, and
exactly.
1% is one of the ones on the banner. What if they
I'll
put more than one rainbow on the banner? Like, because
I'll share
Magus
you.
is a badass, and you got. What if they want to make Magus a rainbow and Chrono a rainbow?
Then you gotta plan on spending a shit ton of money.
Oh
Um,
my
so
god.
I could tell you that my personal
These
experience,
bastards are preying on nostalgia. They're literally
yeah,
preying on my nostalgia.
I really wanted
That's not cool.
Sora from
Right.
Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
So I did the game as much as I could. I saved as
Mhm.
much Lapis. I saved as many tickets.
Mhm.
But this, and here's the kicker, they did it right after the time limited Christmas units. Okay, so it's like the
Wow.
Christmas time limited Christmas units finished, then this one started, which was like a surprise to everybody.
Mm.
So right there, I'm already kind of limited in resources, and I played the game hard, the story hard, to be able to get enough
Right.
to do like multiples.
Right.
Okay, so there's also a step up system where they
Mhm.
guarantee one of the units from the
Mhm.
banner at the very end. But
Okay.
still, like at the rate that the lapis is worth, I still think it's about $100 to be able to do the full step up. I'm not exactly sure.
And
Um,
you guarantee one rainbow on the last one, and
on
then it's a
one banner,
guaranteed banner. But if you got more than one person on there, it's what if you
yeah,
want one of one person, but you get the
e-
other one? Now it's
e-
like got to shell out another $100.
exactly, and then you might still get
Ridiculous.
the one that you don't want again.
You know what I could buy for $200? I could buy, I don't know, I could buy
And
a
that's why I
Switch,
didn't spend any
right?
money, because for 50, 60
Jesus.
bucks, I can get Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, why the hell am I gonna
Right.
put it for a, just the character on FFBE?
Yeah, I mean,
But
I shelled out $200 for the Resident Evil Collector's Edition, and I only did it because it's Resident Evil. It holds a special place in my heart. But that's a collector's edition, come with a lot of
yes,
cool stuff, a cool statue. Like that's something that's more tangible
yeah.
than a sprite or the friggin' shot in the dark hope that you get the sprite you want. I mean, I get the
Yeah.
sprites look cool.
So, but the part that bothers me about that particular experience is that after I pulled all my tickets and I did
Mhm.
my one, I only had enough to do the step up once.
Okay.
I finished the step up.
Mhm.
The third step had a guaranteed rainbow, but it could be anything, so it was not a banner related unit at all.
Okay.
And then on the last step, I got Kingdom Hearts Cloud and not Sora. So
Oh,
it's
shoot.
just one of those things, like you finish the step up and I couldn't even get it. I did get a Sora on the ticket, but I forgot to mention. So there's a way to get
Oh,
to
you got
7 star.
Sora.
Yeah, but to get to 7 star to max them out, you need to get two of them and fuse them together just to get the most powerful version.
Okay, you
And
lost me. I thought if you get one, you're good.
so yeah, but
You
then
tell me I need two of the same one just to max them out to its full potential?
so a few months ago they
Sounds like
they
a nightmare.
released a new 7 star awakening form for the rainbow units.
Uh-huh.
And to be able to get it to that most powerful 7 star form, you need
Mhm.
at least two of the units. Okay, and you need to fuse the prism crystal into it. Like one of them turns into a prism crystal, and you grab your other one and you fuse into it, and that's how you get your 7 star unit. That's the most powerful version. So no matter what, you need at least two of those units to get the 7 star version.
So
So
basically, you need two to make it really be like one,
yeah,
fully
so
maxed out or
and
whatever.
and that's the whole
Which
thing.
is
In the
broken.
Kingdom Hearts banner, I got a total of 9 rainbows. One of them was a separate banner that I got a rainbow, so that one I'm not even gonna count. So a total of 8 rainbows,
Are you
either on
serious?
8 rainbows on
That's a
the step
lot.
up
Right.
or on the tickets. That's how many tickets I pulled, and that's how many step ups how many
This
multiples
is a
I did.
good haul. You got a good haul.
Yeah, and out of the 8 rainbows, I only got one Sora and one Kingdom Hearts. Everything else was different banners. And the worst part, and this is the part that makes it a worse, because the pool of rainbows is, I would say, it's in the hundreds. Okay. But
Holy
I
cow.
got 3 Sig Hearts, three of the same unit, and I got
What are the
two
odds of that?
and 2 Emperors. Like, had it been
Wow, you got two. You got a triple of one and a double of one
of
in a
another one.
pool of over 100,
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And then
and you
that's not even
couldn't
the
even
banner
get a
units.
double banner. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
And that's the whole thing. Like, had it been a banner for Emperor and for Seacard, like, hey, I'm happy. Those rates are
This
good.
company's
But
draining your resources nicely.
exactly, it's insane. It's insane.
Oh my god.
So I didn't put any money, but then it's the fact that they did the Halloween, extended the Halloween again for those that wanted to push a little bit harder.
Hmm.
Then after that, I'm pretty sure that there was a time limited banner, which I'm not. Oh, they did Near Automata. Okay,
Mhm.
after the Near Automata that was brought back, which was also time limited, they brought the Christmas units.
Wow, they're
After
just piling it on.
exactly after the Christmas units, they did the Kingdom Hearts. And then after the Kingdom Hearts, they brought Star Ocean, which is another time limited banner. And then
Wow.
now after Star Ocean, they're coming back to the Chinese New Year. So honestly,
Wow.
it's felt like it's been nonstop time limited units that if you don't get now, God
Yeah.
knows when you're gonna see them around again or
That's
when you're gonna get them
exhaustive.
again.
That's
It's just
exhaustive. Say good
exactly.
riddance to the people of wallets who got like
It's
act on impulse or a compulsion.
it's
Say good riddance to their
insane.
wallets because they're just gonna just blow their savings, blow their paycheck, blow their credit card on this. This is pretty much gambling. This
It's
is predatory,
It's
dude.
bad. It's bad. And it just there's no end to it. And instead of getting better, it's just they just keep finding out more ways. I hear there's a Xenogears time limited coming,
Oh, I
um,
love that game, Xenogears.
and there's a few more time limited banners that are on their way.
Right. Wow. No Chrono Trigger.
No, not yet, not yet. But
So
it's just
Xenogears.
it's too much. Yes.
So not only do you got these units that come out, these that you're
Oh,
trying to summon. but they constantly outrank each other. You got power creep to deal with. You got your own money to save and deal with. You know, a good steak, a good burger goes a long way, and you're just blowing it on a hope and a prayer to get what you want. And then not only if you get the one you want, you're telling me you need two of them to make them to be like,
Yep,
you know,
7-star.
yeah, to make them competent.
Yep.
How does that like that doesn't make any sense. That just seems like it's just a way to leech money off a consumer base, and in a way where it doesn't even seem like there's a reward or consolation. I get that ticket of choice thing you said, but it doesn't even count to the limited ones. So people are gonna go crazy to want to get what they want. Some people probably get luckier than others, and then there's just I don't see how that's great for the game itself as a
No,
whole. I mean,
people are getting tired and they're dropping out. But there's the last piece, which I forgot to mention. They
right.
released a statement. I can't remember what they released a statement for,
Mhm.
but it was something along the lines of not including it was because of a new system to release the possible prism to be able to awaken these time limited units on a special store for characters that you already trust Moogled them or got their trust masters for.
Mhm.
The thing is that with that, they didn't release it, and the statement that they made was that it wouldn't be right for all those people that worked hard to be able to get the rainbows that they had. And with that, I have to say, like in this Chinese New Year, I only had one rainbow that I pulled on last year, and this year now with a 7-star system, I just wanted him. And this is a pool that already has 3 rainbows. Okay, now granted, at least this particular pool, they only limited to those 3 units. That's it. But I literally pulled 4 tickets. That's all I pulled, and I got exactly the rainbow that I was looking for, and I was done. So I worked really hard for this one, and I managed to get it.
So that's what working hard is. That sounds like you just got lucky, dude.
Dude, I just won the lotto. That's how I feel.
But according to this company, what's the company's name?
GUMI.
GUMI that makes this game. I mean, I know it's Squaresoft, but so it's GUMI. So apparently, GUMI thinks that you worked harder than someone else who put probably $200 or $300 or $500 into a game to get one said unit. And who knows what they got, considering what you're saying as off banner rates or not getting their desired unit, and then you come along and you just got lucky to get the one you wanted, and there were other rainbows to kind of get in the way, not to mention the ones that come off banner. Like you said, there's a higher chance for that. So you got lucky, but according to the game's terminology, you worked harder than someone else.
Oh, a lot harder. 4 tickets harder.
All that does is just it pisses off your fan base. It alienates people that spend a lot of money and those who probably don't like to spend and just play the game and enjoy it as they can. But for me, this seems like a big mishmashed mess.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a hodgepodge of wasting money and losing your hopes and trying to get lucky. And I don't see the payoff. Like, and then when you get the unit you want, he'll be outclassed by another unit. So for the way I see it, it's a cycle of doom in that you're never going to be you won't be satiated. You'll just you're going to be left in the void.
Never-ending money drain.
Yeah, you're just on and on and on. And for those who are spending a lot of money into this game, they're financing a predatory system that's made to it's like a parasitic system to just leech off your freaking hard-earned money, hard-earned dollars.
Yep.
There's
That's
like
what it is.
it seems like is there any complimentary? I mean, for the amount of rainbows you need to make to get what you want, and you're saying something about like their systems in place and trying to but they still didn't want to include the limited units. Man, all I know is the customer's always right, and if a customer's happy, a consumer's happy, they'll probably be more inclined to spend a little money. I guess if it was fair. I don't understand how you get a rainbow and there's a 1% chance it's of what you actually want. So divide that. If you're saying there's a banner that has 2 or 3 rainbows, like you said, that you were competing against to get the one that you wanted, that 1% chance gets fractured, slashed into what?
1/3, yeah.
Something. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I like the idea that you summon older characters, but when you're trying to just get my money in that way, it comes off as, I get we got to
Yeah.
make money, and I get the
And,
company needs to make money, and I understand that. But what if it would work as a subscription service, or like, I know not everyone can spend, but like it seems catered to those who can spend more will get more. But
yeah.
again, like in your case, you got lucky to get that one that you wanted.
Well,
You worked harder, so there's a lot of chance involved, and it seems like you got to take it with a grain of salt, or you can't get your hopes up. It's almost like real gambling. Hey,
yeah.
if I'm going to gamble for the thrill of it, I'm not going to bet my house. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I got my $500. I'm gonna sit at the poker table, and this $500, it's gonna be me enjoying the experience of trying to gamble some money. If I lose, I lose. I'm not going in for another 500, going in for another 500, going in for another 500, because then guess what? The system just done whipped your ass, and now
Yeah.
you got no money. Your wife is kicking your ass. She's knocking you outside, and you're stuck with your kids
It's
need
funny
to
that
eat. You can't put food on the
it
table for
was.
your kids because you're gambling away like an idiot because you can't control your impulses. I don't
Well,
like
let me tell you, it's funny that you said that because on Reddit there was a guy that posted a very long letter
it. Mm,
saying goodbye to Final Fantasy Exvius, and it was because they got 16,000 in the
mm,
hole
mm,
just putting the game to get the rainbow units that they wanted.
mm,
This was a while ago. I think this was like a year ago or something like that.
mm.
But yeah, if you're
Mm.
not careful, I mean, it's a very dangerous thing. Very dangerous thing.
Wow. So what if you had one thing to say to the company, Gummy, that runs this, what would you honestly say? Or what would
Honestly,
your suggestion be to, assuage the masses, or to.
so honestly, all I would say is enough is enough.
Mm,
You know that the gacha system is insane already.
mm,
That's the system that you have. So try to make it easier for your players and your
mm,
fans, especially your hardcore fans.
mm,
Howl, Evil Laughter, all these
mm,
people. The information is out there. Clayik as well. Um, the information is out there, and they know what's happening on the JP side, which for whatever reason they make everything easier for JP. Well, guess what? In this case, it's money based. It's not just that it's easier, it's also that it's affecting wallets
mm,
worldwide. So, I
mm,
mean, if they have it easier, your fans will know about it and they won't
mm,
be happy.
mm.
Enough is enough. Try to make it as enjoyable as possible.
Right. But
Stop
also
milking
fair from
people.
what I'm saying, because you say JP, I'm assuming Japan,
Japan, I'm sorry. Yes, JP is for
right?
Japan. The Japanese, they always get easier settings. It's been historically like that. The Japanese just won't play
Mhm.
games if it's insanely hard. And this is going back all the way back to the Nintendo era.
But not
Uh,
only hard, is there any um, disparity as far as how their game and the summoning of
s-
limited units or whatnot affect,
so
or is it the same across the board? Like, why does
so
it seem
no,
that JP has preferential treatment?
they've been getting certain systems. It's very different in details wise,
Mhm,
but they got the better rate for 3% earlier
mhm,
than what Global did. And they got like with the whole Prism that I told you that you could buy on this Moogle store.
mhm,
They got it right off the bat. In Global, we still haven't gotten that.
mhm,
There's multiple little different things that they just gotten quicker earlier.
mhm,
The banners when they came out, they had certain things already in place to help them, you know. Ease the pain of getting the rainbows that they wanted without having to spend as much money. Not like in Global, which is everything's just been milking for more money, more money, more money. And the problem is that
wow.
we see that Gumi is just trying to make more money out of us because we will forever know what's happening on JP. We already know how they did it in JP. So when you just don't do it at the same time as you did in Global, guess what? It's because you're looking to make more money out of Global. That's all that it
Mhm.
is.
So they're trying to milk the cow, the
Yep.
big fat global cow.
I'm pretty sure they make a lot more money from Global than they do in Japan.
So they're making money on this game at the expense of our nostalgia. They devised a crafty way to just keep those that are weak and impulsive to continue this, cycle of impending doom. And there's no consolation except the unit choice ticket, but you can't get the limited units there. But then again, you need two of a said unit that's a rainbow type, which is a good type, so he could become viable to his full potential.
Yeah,
Other
pretty
than that,
much.
you got like a shell of his former or her former self, I guess, as far as the unit is concerned.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a game I want to play. I do enjoy Final Fantasy. I do enjoy RPGs, and I see this gotcha system as a way that I feel like there should be some warnings attached to it. I feel like there got to be something because if look at this game.
Yeah.
Imagine a game like Dragon Ball Z. If you do something gotcha and you got like you're trying to summon Goku, or you're trying to get like a and how many versions of Goku you have, and you're trying to get like a
Don't
Piccolo,
be
or you're trying to get Cell, or you're trying to get
don't be surprised.
Wally.
Don't be surprised if it already exists. It probably does.
Yeah,
Probably Bandai owns the rights or something.
yeah.
And the reason why I say this because I know for a fact that One Piece is Japan's #1 anime.
Mhm,
And One Piece has the same exact gotcha system. Not
mhm,
as aggressive as FFBE, but
mhm.
they do have a gotcha system for their One Piece Treasure Cruise game.
Oh my gosh. I don't. I just feel like it from what you're saying and $100 a pop. Like I could see how people could waste thousands. You said that dude wrote a letter because he had to stop because his family. Like,
He was about to lose his family, pretty much. His wife
guys,
were divorced, and he was $16,000 on the whole. Like that's. I mean, it's a dramatic case, but that's how easy you can
yeah,
fall into it. It starts with $100 here, hundred
yeah.
dollars there, and before you know
You,
it,
you,
you're in the red.
you sunk.
Yeah,
Guys, my advice before any game you play, if it has some type of system like this attached, just be mindful,
yeah,
set a limit, and stick to that limit. Just if you want to put money, it's your money, but understand that, this is ephemeral. It is not going to last. The game could get phased out, servers get shut down, and
yeah.
you're putting so much money into something that it's not going to last. So
It,
think
it's kind of
about that.
it's kind of sad that you put it to you when you put it that way. It's even sadder because let's just say that
Mhm.
you wanted to collect all these characters, just to at least have them, on the
On
game
your
and see
phone, yeah.
the sprites or whatnot. At one point in the future, eventually, they will shut down the servers because the game
Mhm.
is no longer profitable. At that point, you won't even be able to access,
So you
you
can't
know,
even just access your game and play like,
yeah, you won't be able
uh,
to my characters look.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't play offline. I mean, what happens. I don't know if they'll make something to for you to allow you to be able to play,
Okay,
but
if people are putting this much money into a game, I think they should devise a backup where if they ever want to keep this game goes defunct, where the people that spend all the money into their characters could do some kind of wave battle system or something where they could at least, granted, it's not going to be that fulfilling, but just something that gives them the opportunity to
yeah.
take their characters out and just
And
fulfill
use them
that.
and play
Yeah,
every once in a while.
fulfill that, that itch to play RPG or turn based nostalgia goodness, like to satisfy that. So
Yeah.
for those who don't know, this was Nelly giving a breakdown of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius mobile gaming.
Gumi,
Um,
enough is enough.
GUMI, if you're out there, anyone that represents GUMI, you are making money in your game. Devise a way where you can keep people happy, and spending, but happy. Because people that are happy, they can spend and they're getting treated fairly, and it won't be impulse and leaving them with bad vibes. I mean, who wants to make money, at the expense of other people's happiness? I mean, I know we're, capitalism is great and all that. But at the same time, we're gamers and we want to be treated like, I guess like that we're cared about and we're not just looked at upon as, nipples that ooze out cash milk. So hopefully Gummy could take a note of this, and maybe there'll be some implementations coming out or something to change this system or at least make it somewhat fair or at least change whatever those banner rates are, 2%, 1%, whatever. Says, man, if it's 3%, let it be a banner and make another alternative to get a rainbow that could be anyone in the pool, but then make something that's geared towards
Yeah.
the banner specific, because there's the will, there's a way. You can make it happen. And I'm sure your fans would see that as a good gesture, and you won't lose faith, and you won't.
Yeah, and to get the exciting feeling when you get a rainbow again. Because honestly, I got excited with my new Aang, the one that I
Mhm,
was looking for after my 4 tickets.
mhm.
But let's be honest, had it been any of the other 2 units, I would have been pissed.
Right,
And
and you went
and
through
now
that with your other Kingdom Hearts story.
exactly, and now
So
I see a rainbow and I'm no longer excited. Now I'm just like, what is it? Before I get excited,
yeah,
like, what is it?
yeah. So they lost on that aspect.
Yeah,
That happiness factor that comes with when you see the rainbow. You're kind of happy because, like, yes, could it be the one that I want as far as this on the banner? But now when you see it, you don't even get happy because you need two of one, or it might not be the one that's on the banner. It's just seems like there's a lot of politics involved into how this is run, and I just feel that it comes at the expense of the gamers. So hopefully, GUMI, as Nelly said, enough is enough. And me just hearing about it, I've had enough because I feel like we could do something better for the gamers. Gamers are loyal and they're one of the most intelligent fan bases out there. But they're loyal and they're very smart and wise. So definitely treat your audience, your consumers well, and they will reward you in kind. So anything else you want to add, Nelly, about this before?
I think you just finished off very nicely.
All right. So, Gummy, enough is enough for people who've been able to find this video. Comment. Let us know what your thoughts are as far as the direction this company has taken this mobile game. If you feel it's fair, if you feel happy, if you spend on this game, if you don't spend on this game, let us know. And we're curious to know what the consumers out there think as far as the state of affairs is for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius moving forward compared to the JP side and this side going forward. So please like and subscribe and hit us in the comments below. Nelly, thank you, and
Thank you for having me.
to our next rendezvous.
Till next time.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
Bye.
All right, bye.